Welcome everyone to the third episode of Real Talk with My Homies. I am your host, Jake Wardrop, licensed realtor with Homepage Realty. And today I'm joined by another one of my friends and fellow Homepage agent, Ryan Cecil. Ryan, appreciate you taking the time coming out today. How we doing today?
We're doing great, although I have not seen the sun in about 85 days. But other than that, we're doing all right.
Yeah, I thought we saw it for a second this morning, and then it ran away.
Yes, it did. Very depressing.
So I think there's snow next week as well, which is even better.
No, we're not having that. Nope.
So, well,
next, please.
Yeah.
Next.
I'm ready for spring. I hate winter.
Same.
Well, let's just jump right into it. Ryan, first question is, in 2024, who's the first person we're canceling? I'm just kidding. Don't answer that.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, first of all, I am not about cancel culture. We are not doing that.
No. Easy question, first one. How long have you been a realtor?
I have been a realtor since February of 2021. So this will be my third full year.
Okay. What made you want to become a realtor?
Yeah, I lost my job and I was sick of the man. So I decided to go ahead and, do my own thing.
Be your own boss.
Yeah, I lost my job in 2020 and I was already taking real estate classes. So I was like, I don't want to go back into the corporate world. I kind of want to determine my own future and schedule and pay. So Just jumped right in head first and been rocking and rolling ever since.
Awesome. What is your largest sale?
My largest transaction was $699,000, I believe.
Okay. What is your smallest sale?
I closed one last year for $20,000.
Was it land or was it a property?
It was a property.
It was a property? Where was it?
In the West End, baby. No, y'all know I love the West End.
Needed a little bit of TLC.
I buy and sell a lot of properties out in the West End. I'm out there a lot, so yeah, a lot of my volume is smaller price ranges.
Yeah.
So
tell us just piggyback off the West End. I know you've told me this, but tell everyone that's listening the story about how you came into that client that just wouldn't, I don't want to step on it, but wouldn't leave you alone.
Yeah. So they were a Zillow call, because I do Zillow leads, and they were a Zillow call, and this client wanted me to write an offer on a property, like sight unseen, like he didn't want me to go view the property. So I kind of ignored him. And then finally he called me on the phone and he's like, hey, will you please write this offer for me? Here's the proof of funds, please write the offer. So I wrote the offer. It ended up getting accepted. And then long story short, I ended up closing about 60 transactions with them in 2022. And that relationship has carried on through today.
Yeah. So they just please, we want to work with you.
Yeah.
The thing I'm shocked most about that is they didn't just call somebody else.
Right.
Like they kept calling you, which is, there's 5,000 of us. They could have found somebody that would have written that, but for whatever reason, better or worse, it's good. I'm glad they did, obviously,
yeah.
But they wanted you.
Yeah.
They got you.
I don't know why or what it was, but yeah, I'm really glad that I finally wrote that offer.
Yeah, answered the phone.
Yeah, 100%. Always answer your phone.
Greatest ability is availability.
Yes, that is absolutely right.
Besides work and family, those are obvious. What occupies a lot of your time?
Social media. Okay. I do a lot of social media content creation. I also am a photographer. However, I don't do a lot of photography anymore. I mainly stick to my families and my babies, and that's about it. But really just trying to be out in my community involvement, things like that. That's kind of what occupies most of my days.
Okay. What is a weird guilty pleasure or secret obsession that you have?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. It's not even weird. I am obsessed with Nerd gummy clusters right now. And It's not a secret. It's not weird, but if you have not had them,
my daughter loves them.
They are like crack. I've never had crack, but that is my crack, okay? I could probably eat a 5-pound bag of those in a day.
I have heard a lot of people that love those actually. My daughter included.
Texture and consistency, it's crazy.
Yeah. I was thinking of a different direction. Mine was worth mentioning. Mine is the flat earth people.
The flat earth. Oh, people that believe the earth's flat?
Yes. I cannot get enough of them. I think, for the record, and it's going to piss a lot of people off, I think the earth is round.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a ledge, and I think the earth is round. However, watching the videos of people that try and explain how the earth is flat and that there's an ice wall around us and there's more land beyond the ice wall, I can't get enough of it.
I do love a good conspiracy theory or rabbit hole. Like, I will go down a rabbit hole on Britney Spears TikTok for like hours. So I'm with you in the conspiracies and like crazy rabbit holes. I'm all about that.
Yes,
So.
and I love every now and again my TikTok algorithm will get me back onto flat Earth, and then I try to like as much as I can so that it stays because I genuinely cannot get enough
Oh my God.
of them. I love the explanations. I love how they try to dance around everything and rationalize everything else is a sphere, but the Earth is just flat.
Do you think we landed on the moon?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you?
There's way too many people that think and were involved to have a conspiracy like that.
True, but why haven't we been back?
Because there's no
Look,
point.
I'm not saying I don't believe we landed on the moon. I've just been down this rabbit hole too, okay?
There's
so,
no point. There's nothing
clarification.
there. We checked the box. We're done.
We checked the box. We're done. We're not
We're done.
going back to the moon. Okay.
Are you doing basic addition? Are you going to learn how to do basic addition again?
I don't math at all, so
Exactly. You learned basic addition, check the box, let's move on. We don't need to mess with it anymore.
no. Noted.
Yes.
Noted.
I will say, though, that I saw the videos, I guess Japan just recently landed on the moon. Those videos
They did?
are a little sus. I'm just going to be honest, those videos are a little...
I haven't been on that side
Yeah,
of the
find a
internet
video.
lately.
It's a little... If you are someone that doesn't believe we landed on the moon, this is
Right up your alley.
gasoline to the fire.
Oh, no.
It's bad, and it's in 2024.
Oh, great. Okay, I can't wait to go check that out
Yeah,
later.
so it's worth looking at. So last little break the ice question is I have this awesome game that I've never played, actually.
Oh, great.
It is called Ask the Internet. It is a game that I bought, never played, bought it. It's from Barstool Sports. Shout out Barstool Sports. They have a game called Ask the Internet. These
They
are
also
all,
just canceled their podcast for the time being.
yeah, so these are all PG questions. I had to vet them to some degree before, but good little icebreaker. Grab one
Okay.
and read it, and let's see what it says.
Okay. Would you rather go 50 years in the future or 50 years in the past?
I'm going 50 years forward.
Man, I'm really scared of where our country's at right now. You want me to go forward? Yeah, I'd probably go forward too.
50 years in the past is, what, 1974?
I mean, the 70s seemed fun.
Yeah, it seemed fun, but we already know what happened.
True. Yeah, I'm probably going to go 50 years in the future too.
As long as I stay the same age. Like, I don't want
You don't want to
I
be...
don't want 86-year-old Jacob in the future. Like, I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
be
good point.
36-year-old Jacob right
True.
now, just 50 years in the future.
Yeah, same. I would go for that.
All right, next one.
Oh,
You can
no,
just pull
no.
from the top if you want. It's easy. We'll just do a couple.
What is the one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
I think we already answered that.
Nope, my grandfather's spaghetti. He legit Italian spaghetti right there, baby.
Oh, mine's easy. Pizza.
Well, Italians.
Simple. Very
pizza.
simple. Pizza. There's no point. All right, I'm going to shuffle, and then we'll do one more.
One more.
One more.
All right.
What you got?
If you could pick a fake name, what would it be? Funny story. My mom almost named
You have a
me.
burner account?
No. My mom almost, and this is not what my fake
That's your
name
fake
would
name?
be, but this is what my name almost was. Andromeda Doris.
Ooh.
It would have been Andy for short. I'm really glad that she went with Ryan though,
Yeah,
because
Ryan-
that's
Ryan's
just way
probably
too
better.
much. Way too much. If I could pick a fake name, I'd probably like be Caroline or something like that. I like the classic names. We almost named my daughter Charlotte Caroline. But yeah, I don't know. What would your fake name be?
So this was 100% not planned, but I have, because you saw me shuffle, I had a burner account for a job in the past. I needed to be on Nextdoor, the social media
Yeah.
app for neighborhoods, but I didn't want people to know who I was. So I had a fake name, and that's exactly what I would use. Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn. Anthony is my middle name and my son's middle name,
Okay.
and Lynn is my wife's middle name.
Oh, that's
So
a
it
good.
was easy to know, it was easy to remember, and there was nobody, unless they were like the greatest detective of all time, would have figured it out.
Oh, well, I couldn't use my husband's name because his name's the same as mine. so.
You could use his name. You do have his name. All right, so moving on. Tell me a little bit about your TikTok growth. If for anyone that doesn't know, Ryan is very successful on TikTok, has a lot of followers, has a lot of great content. It's not always for children, I will say. But as far as, tell us a little bit about like what started the growth, what was your trajectory, and if you have any advice to like someone who wants to be, 100,000 followers, what's the And don't give us the easy, just post stuff.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't hit the
I'm just
low-hanging
kidding.
fruit. Give us something that's a little, worth it.
Right. So I started my TikTok account in 2020, and I actually had it before like it even was cool because I was just posting like workout videos to myself to save. But when COVID hit and I started watching more videos, I'm like, oh, well, this is pretty funny. So I started posting just lip syncing videos, and then I would,
Did you learn any of the dances?
No, I'm not a TikTok dancer. I don't have the coordination for that. But I really just started out lip syncing, and then one day I was posting something, and I was like, the exact words were, I was gonna quit drinking for 30 days, and then I said, F this shit. And then that turned into a sound, and people started recreating it.
Really?
And then that's what started like my growth, and that got me, I think, to like 25,000 followers. So then I just kept posting. I would post things, just daily mom goofy stuff. And then when I lost my job because of my TikTok account and it growing, I documented that whole process, and that kind of got me up to like 70, 80,000, and then just continuously posting, talking about things in Louisville. That's really kind of got me a lot of growth here locally, and had people reach out to me for real estate advice or brand deals or anything like that. But really, if you're going to post on TikTok, you don't have to be a hot mess like me, because I post like everything. I have no rhyme or reason behind really anything I post, but you want to be authentic, be yourself. I mean, just if you're relatable, then I feel like people are going to follow you, and your account's going to grow. And I post silly stuff. I complain about the weather in Kentucky. I complain about my kids and my husband and real estate, and I'm just myself, and I think that's what helps my account grow.
Gotcha. Who is, and this just popped in my head, who is the most popular person or most famous person that's reached out to you because of TikTok? Has anybody?
I mean, Daryl Isaacs, come on, me and Daryl are buds.
Is that how y'all met?
Actually, yeah. So Daryl called me one day. I was folding laundry. I remember it so vividly. And he was like, is this Ryan? I said, yeah. He was like, this is Daryl Isaacs. And I said, oh shit, who's suing me?
Yeah.
That was like really what I said. And he's like, no. And he's like, this is Daryl. He's like, my attorney friend in Atlanta follows you on TikTok. And she told me I needed to reach out to you to talk to you about social media. And I was like, okay, awesome. And so we chatted for a minute, and he's like, can you meet this week just to kind of talk and maybe, make some TikTok videos? I said, yeah. So I met him at his office that Thursday. Yeah. We hit it off. We made some videos. And now Daryl's like, he has way surpassed me on TikTok. He's got a ton of followers. He's the hammer. And he's so funny and just likable and relatable. That's the thing about Daryl. And I think he's had so much success and growth because he is just himself. Like Claudia, his social media manager, like posts videos of him shopping for like gum and just being silly, and he's just a goofball. And I think that resonates with so many people, and it shows his like relatability, and that he may be the hammer on all these billboards, but he is just a normal person.
He's just Daryl.
Yeah, he's just Daryl, and I love that, and I love him. He's just such a great human being.
That's awesome. I found out a long time ago that attorneys that have like the nicknames like the Hammer, I think there's one called the Claw.
Probably.
But I guess there's like a governing body over the nation that owns a lot of these nicknames, and you can buy them based on the state. So there might be another Daryl might own the Hammer for every state, but like the Claw or pick another one that I can't think of any off the top of my head. But you can buy it for your region, you can buy it for your state, and you own the rights to it.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Now, maybe the Hammer is something special to him, but I learned it was back in high school as a law class. Our law teacher told us that. They're like all those like, I don't want to call it billboard lawyers, but they basically are. The guys you see on the billboard that have the kind of, cool nicknames, they all have to like pay royalties or like buy those names so that they can have them.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned because Daryl does have a Super Bowl commercial this year, so make sure y'all check that out.
Awesome. Is he fighting a dragon again?
I have no idea. I'm really excited. I saw his pictures with the green screen, so who knows what he's doing this year.
He always has the most over the top, and
I love it.
So, and he one-ups himself every year.
Yes, he's the best.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does this year. It's good to know he has it. All right. So to piggyback off TikTok, you have started this new series about Dollar General.
Yeah, I have.
And Dollar General couponing, and that's great. You're saving people money. I have beef with Dollar General, though. I have a lot of beef with Dollar General.
I can't wait to hear it.
Reason why is they target poor areas.
They do.
They run mom and pop shops out of business because they're able to undercut all the pricing. They do treat their employees poorly. If you've ever been there, none of them ever seem like they're very happy to be there. If you think about it.
True.
Next time you know, the stores are always a mess. Now the new ones look good, but eventually they turn into, are never organized because there's one person.
True.
One person, maybe two people.
True.
They're busy checking people out. They don't have time to unstock.
Yeah.
You've got racks of boxes.
Oh, yeah.
So the stores are always a cluster. And then because of their business model, they create what are called food deserts. So when they run all these businesses out of town, they target these poor areas. They create what are called food deserts, where it's very hard to get mom and pop shops or fresh food, fresh produce into a certain area. For you, it's a little different in Dixie. There's enough people. You've still got plenty of mom and pop shops that are there. I'm sure, I'll ask you in a minute to plug some, but like the Myers and the Krogers, those are national brands.
Right.
You don't have a lot of mom and pop shops anymore that are selling groceries or selling
100%.
things like that.
Yeah.
And Dollar General, unfortunately, is from what I've read, what I've seen, in my opinion, is a huge driving factor in that reason. And then, honestly, their stores are just ugly.
I don't disagree.
And when they are abandoned, they just sit there because there's no way to repurpose it.
I do not make content for Dollar General.
Oh, I know.
I make content.
This is all in good fun. This
no,
isn't an attack on you.
I make content that will save people money at Dollar General. So I am just trying to help people. Like Jake's putting me on the spot.
You are
here.
perpetuating the problem.
No, well, hey,
but I get it.
Look,
you
in this economy, I'm just
can buy, I've seen
if you can save money anyway, like, I mean, you can do it at CVS and Walgreens, and I have videos on those stores too. But really, I'm just trying to save people money that may not know anything about couponing, because I'm honestly just learning it myself. And Dollar General is the easiest way to get started in saving money with couponing. So,
I'd be lying if I said it. I haven't gone to a Dollar General.
Yeah.
Like it is, if my daughter wants a toy, it's a great place to go.
There you go.
And spend $2.
Yeah.
If I'm in a pinch, I need an energy drink or want a drink or a soda, I will go. But I hold my tongue though when I go in. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Not like now.
Yes. Now that I have a platform to voice my concerns and air out all my laundry, the Dollar General, I'm sorry.
You're on his list.
I'm officially coming for you.
You're on his list.
All right. On a more serious note.
Let's go.
On a more serious note. Homepage Realty. We're both realtors there.
Yes.
We both started a homepage about the same time. To you personally,
I'm pretty sure I brought you to Homepage Realty.
To some degree. We had conversations before. But you are definitely a part of the reason why I'm at Homepage. Why is Homepage the best brokerage for you personally?
Oh my gosh, I could name a million reasons. First of all, the support that we have at Homepage is just unmatched. The training that we have, the media, like being able to do things like this and them support us, like with my video series that I do, the one me and Julie do. We just have an abundance of support and staff that helps with anything we need. And not only that, the agents, like we're all friends. I don't feel like there's competition between agents. Like if I need help with something or if Jake needs help with something, we can always reach out to each other. And I feel like there's not like petty like drama, which I have seen before. I feel like we're just a family, and I love that about Homepage.
Yeah, I think it's it's an old cliche, but a high tide rises all ships.
100%.
And there are plenty of houses for all of us.
Yes.
To try and sell. There's plenty of people that need a house that we can help buy. So no, I don't even think I've gone head to head for a listing with another Homepage agent. Not on purpose, but where I live, there's only a couple agents. So most of my listing appointments, I don't have a lot of Homepage agents to compete against. But I can't imagine why we would try to go against each other. Yeah,
I accidentally didn't even know I was going against another Homepage agent when I went to a listing appointment, and that agent didn't know that I was like on the other side of it too.
You got the listing.
They did. And that's fine. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But like we didn't even know we were going against each other in the grand scheme of things. So it was totally fine.
I think too, sometimes from a consumer standpoint, you end up meeting with multiple agents.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you end up picking the first agent anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that you're most interested in to begin with.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got a referral from them. So I think, if you're agent 2 or agent 3 coming in to meet with them, you're kind of fighting an uphill battle in the first place, as long as the first one didn't, royally screw the deal.
Right.
Didn't cross any lines that they weren't supposed to, say things that they weren't supposed to, offend them in any way, tell them that their house was ugly or something like that. Like, oh God, we're gonna have to get rid of this ugly vase. Like, oh, that was my grandma's.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, so with the one that I lost to, I reached out and I was like, oh, I interviewed for that too. And she was like, oh my gosh, if I would have known, we could have just done it together. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, I mean, it's fine. I'm glad the homepage got the listing either way. Yeah. But it was just like that kind of thing. Like, oh, if I would have known, we could have just done it together. So just that kind of like support and love in our brokerage is awesome.
No, 100%. So this year, I know, well, not this year, it was last year, it's 2023. We're in 2024 now.
Yeah.
For about 4 weeks. You bought your first investment property.
I did.
So walk me through that. How is Ryan Cecil the client? I know how Ryan Cecil the realtor is, but how is Ryan Cecil the client? How was the interactions with your husband in it? How was the interactions with running numbers? Obviously, I'm assuming you're keeping it. You're going to hold it. So like, what was the thought process behind this one versus that one, or why right now versus why later?
Well, so this one was actually interesting. So it was my listing. My investors, it was under contract and the buyer's financing fell through. And so I just kind of looked at the property as like, I knew the work that they had put into it. And I was like, I think this would be a good first investment for me. So I went home, I ran the numbers kind of myself with my lender, and I wrote the offer and I didn't even tell my husband.
Surprise.
So he come home and I was like, hey, and he's like, what'd you do? And I was like, oh, we bought a house. And he was like, what? And then so like I explained to him, I'm like, it's the one I've had on the market and everything. So it was smooth sailing. When we closed on the house, nobody has lived in that house in like 10 years. So I got my tenant in there. And since nobody had lived in that house in 10 years, we didn't really know everything that was going on in the house. Well, we ended up having a major gas leak where the fire department was called and the whole street had to be cleared out. I was in Florida when this happened. So I'm like at a real estate retreat and I'm like freaking out. So my plumber, he ended up going over there. Like they took care of it all, but we're finally like just now getting all the kinks worked out. Like I had the garage fixed yesterday. And so like we're finally getting all the kinks worked out. And my tenant, she's amazing. And she has been such a blessing. So it's all worked itself out now. But I think me as a client, and I just feel like this went kind of smoothly. And because I was on both sides of the transaction, it just kind of went easy.
What's something that maybe, everything online makes it look like being a landlord is great. You've got, financial freedom and all this. I know. I'm on your side of this. But what are some of the things that people maybe don't realize about being a landlord that, they should know before they decide to even go into that world?
Well, yeah, if something breaks, you got to fix it. So we've had issues with the plumbing, and because, nobody's lived in the house. So I had to have a plumber go out there. I had to have like the HVAC and everything replaced. If something breaks, literally it's your responsibility. So you need to make sure that you have the means to pay for it to be fixed like immediately. So your tenant is taken care of. Like if the heat goes out, you need to have somebody that can go over there and get that fixed ASAP. And you just try to be a good landlord. Don't like be a slumlord. Yeah. Like take care of your people, and ultimately they're going to take care of you. That's kind of the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always thought it was weird how landlords trying to keep upping the rent over and over and over.
Yeah,
and over. I get it. You're going to make more money, but turnover comes with risk.
Yeah, 100%.
Turnover comes with, if you've got a good tenant, don't raise the rent.
Keep them.
Your mortgage is fixed anyway.
Yeah.
90% of the time, your mortgage is going to be fixed anyway. So you know what you're putting into it. If you run your numbers the right way from the jump, why are you raising the rent? I get it. You want more money.
Exactly.
And it's the market dictates that you deserve more money for it. but now you run the risk of turnover. Now you run the risk of that great tenant's gone. Now I have maybe someone who might complain because there's a drip on a faucet, every single time. You're like, well, just give it 10 seconds and it'll stop, or there's, pick your, nitpicky thing that somebody's going to ask for.
Something that like having a good tenant is so important.
So why would you set yourself up to potentially lose that great tenant?
Exactly.
Keep them locked in. I get it. You want to, and for us, the goal is maybe one day down the road to help them purchase a home.
That is my goal.
And if you're treating them right on the front end now, then that will yield fruitful, 1, 2, 3, 4 years from now as well.
And if you take care of them, they would refer people to you. So I've placed a lot of tenants over the past 2 years into rental houses. So I actually keep up with them. Like I send them emails and check in with them. Just, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'm not their property manager or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would just help my investors get them into that property, and then like a property management took over. But I still keep in touch with them just to kind of maintain a relationship in case they ever need me.
What's the average day for Ryan Cecil look like when you wake up in the morning from the time you go to bed?
I normally wake up at about 5 and I go to boot camp at Fit Body Boot Camp. Then I will come home, get my kids ready for school, take them to school. Then depending on the day, I've either got showings or I will come to the office for our sales meetings on Wednesday. If I don't have showings, I'll go hang out at my local coffee shop, try to create content. I'll go do video walkthroughs on houses, things like that. And then I go pick up my kids. We come home, finish up computer work, dinner. If there's any sports going on, we do that. Showings, we sprinkle those in there when we need to. And then normally I go to bed like around 9 because I'm old and I like to sleep.
Well,
and I also get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go work out.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like a typical day for me. And then, if I have anything like this, flexible, I can go on a field trip with my kid if I needed to or something like that.
That is by far the best thing about being a realtor is I volunteer at my daughter's school.
Yeah.
I have done that on multiple occasions. I've gone on every field trip I possibly can. And there's generally never anything that is going to get in the way of me doing that because it's planned so far in advance.
Right.
So to me, that is, she's upset if I'm not able to go.
Yeah.
Like there was a play that they just had no chaperones.
Yeah.
It was the class. It was the teacher. That was it. So, and she was upset. She was upset that I couldn't go. I said, nobody's going, sweetie. Like it's.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, I can't.
I would love to go. Don't really want to watch the play, but I would love to go. I just can't.
Yeah.
So, it means a lot to me to know that she knows that I can be in her life like that. And, I pick her up from school every day, 3:30. I'm a carpool dad. I sit in the carpool line at 3 o'clock. I mess around on my phone, shoot off a couple emails, make a couple phone calls to lenders, do whatever I got to do to, be productive in those 30 minutes. But no, it's fun I think that's the part of the job that I didn't really fully understand I was going to be able to do until actually in it.
Yeah.
So last thing, and then we'll let you go, Ryan. I know you're very proud of your South End. Very proud. I've got ties to the South End as well. My wife grew up in Valley Station. I ran a gym out there for 4 years as well. Had a lot of friends that went to PRP. So I have a lot of ties to the South End as well. But you are the South End expert now. Who are the businesses or individuals that you would like to plug? Give them a free shout out. We don't do free ads, but we are now. What businesses, local places you want to shout out for the South End? Oh my gosh, we've got so many. It would probably take me a long time, but a quick, rundown. Of course, we got Stomping Grounds Coffee, which I'm there all the time working. Absolutely love them. Lindsay's Kitchen, Khalil's, Derby City Pizza. We've got Hideout Pizza, Bonnie and Clyde's. Derby City Pizza. Next time you go in there, there's a 9-piece vending machine. Which location? Dixie. Okay. Do they have more than one on Dixie? No. Okay, the Dixie Derby City Pizza. Okay. All right. There's a 9-in-1 vending machine that has a bunch of toys in it. You put the money in on the left. You pick like A1, A2, A3, or whatever. Next time you go in there, look at it. That was my machine. I sold it to the owner. Oh, I forgot you had that vending machine. The owner's son, that was fun while it lasted. But and it made good money, but the vending machines are on Dixie. Yeah. It was just too far for me to drive. Yeah. But ironically, I was like, I'm going to make this into something serious. So I started buying machines. I got that 9-in-1 piece. Couldn't find anywhere to put it. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace. And the owner of Derby City Pizza's son reached out to me, made me an offer. It was good enough. I was like, you know what? My wife is just tired of this thing being in our garage. So if you can come get it, you can have it for that price. So he backed his trailer right up my driveway. We loaded it up, strapped that thing down. I have no idea how it still works when he drove it down Gene Snyder with all those bumps.
Oh my gosh.
But that was my machine. So,
That's hilarious.
not to interrupt, but yeah, go on with the rest of your business.
Oh gosh, now you done got me sidetracked. Okay,
We were going Bonnie and Clyde
Bonnie
Pizza.
and Clyde's Pizza, Right Way Hauling with Marvin Greenfield. He is like one of our big junk removal. He's great. He's out in the South End.
Shout out to Marvin's daughter. She's a cleaner that I've used.
Yes, she's awesome. And then we've got Corey the Roofer. We've got Bobby J's Bakery. We've got Liz Greenfield, who also does bakery items. I'm going to forget someone, and then I'm going to feel really bad. Shirley's Way is really big in the South End. I absolutely love Mike Mulrooney and his team. We actually just did a spotlight video on him. KJ's Barbershop. Gosh. Graff's Liquors. Love you, Albo.
I played baseball with Albo.
Okay, awesome.
I know
Albert, Albo, all of them. Prairie Village Ball. I mean, gosh, I could just literally rattle off a ton of local businesses. I do love our South End community and support them, and just love all the good things that we're bringing out to the South End. I actually just joined the Southwest Dream Team board, so I'm on that board now, and we're trying to do some more things in the South End and the Southwest corridor. So stay tuned on that.
Yes. So other than that, I appreciate you, Ryan. Anything else you want to plug?
No, you can find me at...
you want to plug your socials?
Yes, of course. Best Louisville Realtor on Instagram and TikTok. And then, of course, Facebook. That's where I'm at.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you so
Today
much
was
for
a
having
blast.
me. It was. Good times.
Hopefully we'll do it again.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thanks.